Here we go, Sharpshooter.
Welcome back, people. Welcome back. This is JR Lonelodge with Sounds of the Powwow Grounds, and we've made it to episode 5. And it's awesome to be here. My hometown. Well, actually my home res of Concho, USA. I was coming over that hill like that. This morning, this beautiful morning. I got to see those majestic and sacred buffalo out there on that res. Just coming over that hill like that. And they're just kind of gleaming. And right after that, I saw a whole pack of res dogs, and a bunch of them. It's funny because me and my mom talked about this. There's a little weenie dog, and I guess he's the head commander in chief of that pack. But he leads that pack around here in Concho and stuff. But public service announcement, people, if you're looking for a dog, we got all colors, different sizes. Come on out and pick one up. They don't have any shots, but they're free to anyone. You can name them whatever you want too. So, just saying that, if you need a dog, come out to Concho. We got a bunch of them. We got a bunch of prairie dogs out here too. Man, there's a bunch of fat ones out here. They got no predators out here. So, man, I would say the Concho is the capital of the prairie dogs out this way. But my little daughter Cedar loves them because she's like, Dad, the little fat one keeps looking at me. And I was like, yeah. But we got another good show for you people out here, here in Concho, Oklahoma. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, we got those flyers. Start sending them my way. jrlonelodge@gmail.com, or hit me up on Facebook, send it to me over there. And not advertising you. If you got shout outs, call outs, definitely let me know. Sounds this morning, this great Sharpshooter drum. I want to give a shout out to Jeremy Worm dearly, and my niece Tay dearly. Love you. Uncle loves you, girl. And I hope you guys are doing good. But yeah, it's good to hear that, Sharpshooter, man, blasting out that drum. So, and, like all our listeners out there, if you want to go to our actual Facebook page, the cool thing is I've organized a lot of these powwow flyers really simple. If you click on our photos and then you click on all, you can go there, and I've actually got them sectioned out by the month. So you can just click on the month. It'll show you all the powwow flyers that I have for that month and stuff. And I make it real simple. You can actually forward them if you like on Facebook, or if you can print them out, you can do whatever you want on there on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, keep sending me those powwow flyers, and I appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in. All right, people, this is JR Lonelodge with Sounds of the Powwow Grounds. As you know, we like to bring on people, a lot of people out there, like to see these powwow stars and stuff. And I like to bring them on, just kind of get to pick their brain and see what they're up to. So if you got people you want me to see, you got a suggestion, you got people you love, you hate, or, just want to put on blast, send them my way, send me a message either on Facebook or jrlonelodge@gmail.com. So we're going to, at this time, we're going to take a little bit of break, and we're actually going to call one of these powwow people up and just see what they're up to. Hopefully they probably pay their phone bill, and let's see if they here we go.
Hello.
Good morning, all the way from Concho, USA. This is JR Lonelodge with Sounds of the Powwow Grounds. How are you doing today, Amber?
Aho. Good morning, JR. I'm doing good. Itchik bot chajik. Hey. That's what everybody says. So yeah, I just wanted to say good morning.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we actually got to visit for I just also wanted to say that I am enrolled in the Crow tribe. I have ancestors from the Blackfeet, the Pikuni, the Oglala Lakota and the Hidatsa people. And I also am a first language speaker. English is my second language. So a lot of people are probably surprised at that because I'm such a good speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is none other than Amber OldHorn. Where are you coming from today? Where am I calling
Um,
to?
You are calling to Crow Agency, Montana. As a matter of
Woo-hoo.
fact, yeah, right in the middle of the reservation, our
Oh,
capital, right here. So yeah, I actually live and reside here, and so yeah, I was, just sitting here thinking how lucky I am to be able to say that, There's a lot of people that haven't been able to find jobs and stuff like that lately, the whole pandemic stuff. And yeah, I've been very blessed to be where I'm at right now. I really enjoy what I do. I just want to say, Powwow people are some of the most educated and talented people out there. They're just really diverse and they're so educated. I'm happy to be a part of that little crew there. You know what I mean? Like,
heck yeah.
I'm always so proud of everybody. So yeah, just like you, what you got going on here. This is pretty dang good. I'm loving it for you.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. I've been up to your res. I went up there for a crow fair, me and my daughter Emma, a long time ago, and I think that's when you were
Mhm.
actually on head staff up there too. Beautiful res. It
Mhm.
reminded me a lot of our tribal powwow down here. We have one during Labor Day called Colony Powwow, and the scene is a little bit almost similar, but I would say
Mhm.
crow fair is probably like 10 times bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And you know what? These camping powwows, we really have to be there physically. So, we always try to invite as many people as we can, and during the summer we don't really get to enjoy too many camping powwows because a lot of them are, although they're really good, we're spoiled now. We're really spoiled. We like our hotel rooms.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of have no choice but to camp at Crow, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So I remember, man. It was like it was packed, and it was hard to even find a parking spot there too.
Yeah.
And sometimes those families kind of get a little territorial. And I was like,
Oh
actually,
yeah.
I'm from Oklahoma, and they're like, yeah, well, that's cool. You can't park here.
Yeah. Welcome, but you can't sit here.
Yeah. So as
Yeah, well, we're trying harder to make it, more open to people. We're trying very hard to, put camping spaces aside. I invite everybody to come camp with me so they don't feel like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I do know that there's a lot of people are territorial here and
I
they do
know.
claim their camps.
This the nostalgia powwow Crow Fair, it's been going on for how many years has it been going on now?
Well, we will be in our 104th, and of course, it's not annual. There were times when we did not have the Crow Fair, so it would be, as a matter of fact, during the World War II,
Mhm.
it was canceled, and then of course, COVID put dents in there. So there were war times that we did not have the powwow, and then sickness, and so yeah, it's not consecutive. There were times where it was not held at all. So we will be going up on 104th now.
Oh,
So yeah.
104th, man. I got a
Yeah.
crazy story about Crow Fair,
Let's hear it.
It's funny because I pulled in, and I was, trying to, it's a long drive for me, and of course, I had Emma
Yes.
with me, so I was driving, and
Yeah.
I was chilling underneath those shades and stuff like that, and I see how you guys, like it's kind of community, those teepee poles, they kind of put them up on those trees and kind of set them there for people to,
Mhm.
utilize, during the weekend and stuff. Little old man, I kind of watched him, he came over there and he's like he was kind of a little bit brittle, kind of tell, he's kind of up there and stuff. He started trying to pick up that teepee pole. And of course, I was like, man, all right, so I'm gonna go help this guy. So I come over there and I run over there. He kind of looks at me and he kind of points. And I was like, oh, all right. So, and I could kind of tell he doesn't speak, like I guess he just spoke Crow. And so he's just
Uh-huh.
pointing, I was like, oh, all right. So we kind of go old school, kind of go do the sign language and stuff. But he points at these bigger poles, and after he saw me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." So I go grab a couple poles, And, I follow him back to his camp, and then, I see where he started, like, that teepee, and I start setting them there, and long time ago, I've kinda know how to do this from, my days, hanging out here in Cheyenne Arapaho country, putting up teepees and stuff like that, so I kinda know.
Yeah.
And he was, so I put up these teepee poles, and he counts, puts his finger up 4 more. So I was like, God dang it. So I go back and go get 4 more poles. And so I'm setting them up. And after a while, I'm like, man, he's like, kind of hands me that rope. And so I kind of go on him. Next thing you know, he hands me a hammer. And I'm like, God damn, I'm putting this whole teepee up. So,
That's what you get for being nice.
yeah. Because then he's, telling me to push them out. And I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Just egg so I go in there and put them up. And then he kinda gives me the thumbs up when I get done. But
Didn't
we
even get a handshake.
no, but
Just got a thumbs up.
yeah, the key thing was we didn't speak one word, but I put this whole TP poll up just from his sign language. So, but I came by, it gave me a pop, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank you very much." But shoot, I got put to work right off the bat at Grove Fair.
It's because you were there on Thursday.
Yeah, and it's you have several different days, like, so Thursday, I think, is, like, you have your, like, a certain day for that, and then isn't there, like, Monday, there's, like,
Yeah.
a parade, right?
Yeah, yeah. So on Thursday, we bring out our first time dancers, and they all pay for their right to be out in the arena.
Mhm.
And we have some giveaways that would be some of our managers, like the powwow manager or the rodeo parade, things like that. And then we bust right into the powwow. In the meantime, that usually runs from Friday to Sunday if you're a regular category, and I'll just, those are like non-crow style categories. So, and then Monday we have it's called parade dance, a walk through camp prayer. And so what we do is we have 4 stops, and each stop we offer the pipe, and then that designated person will be praying for everybody as well as us that are dancing. We pray for ourselves and everyone else as well. So we're sacrificing our comfort right in the sun, the heat, and it's a walk dance. We don't sit down either. So we sacrifice to get into the last stop is the arbor. We get in there before the sun sets. So it's a prayer dance is what it is. And we pay homage to our Bighorn Mountains. So if you hear them, we're raising our fans and our hands to that direction. That's our sacred mountains here. So yeah,
Mm.
so that it's and then we go into our Crow style finals there, and that was one of the things that I was, of course, being from here, I traveled a lot all over Canada, the U.S., and you could just go into, that era where, we're considered traditional dancers and then, women, we could also break it down into a lot of categories, which to me is really awesome because we could look out there in arena and we know just by what you're wearing what tribe you are.
Yeah.
So, and I've always been, really proud of that. And so you could go into another, breakdown where it's called Northern Traditional, and then you can go even further than that. And then you could say even cloth, Northern cloth, and then even Northern buckskin, and then you could even go into stationary and then the walk around category, and then I would be women's crow style.
Oh,
So that's kind of how it would go, I guess. So
yeah.
yeah, so we do have that way, and we always pay homage to where it's come from. It came through us from, of course, the Omaha people when they sent it out, and then we've traced it coming from the Santee Sioux and then to the Hidatsa and then to us. And so we actually call it the hot dance, daytime hot dance ceremony, because when we were told to do the ceremony, we were told to serve hot food. As a matter of fact, it was said that when you were doing this ceremony, the war dance, it would be likened to good days and that you were thriving as a tribe. And back then, since we roamed the plains, there was a lot of, food that we couldn't cook because we were always, hunting. And so when we'd have that ceremony, my people likened it to having hot food. So we call it the hot dance, Badaweliso. So yeah, so that whole crow fair, the whole crow fair, it spans 5 days actually, because after that we actually, when Monday's done, finals are done. Tuesday we have another election for the new crow fair managers, and then that's it. We're done for the next year. So yeah, if you look around there, there's everybody's camped. It has, the most powwow people ever, and we also have to, you know, um, take in consideration all rodeo people. And there's people that just parade. They just love to parade.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always held in the third weekend of August. And then we all even camp in our districts. We have districts that we all come from and belong to, as and that's, that follows our father, just like our war societies. We follow our father. And then us females, when we get married, we follow the war society. I mean, the district of our husbands if we're married in our tribe. So I'm Black Lodge. I'm of the Black Lodge district, and if I married into another district, I would then move into his district, and I would become a part of that district.
Oh,
So that's how it works. So if you drive around there, unless you really know, whose district is what and
yeah,
things like that, and and in good things, fun competition amongst each other.
yeah.
We're very competitive people, and they, like all of us Indians are like that.
True,
We
true.
love good, healthy competition, and I think that's why all of us powwow people we bond. We're just like, we have such a good connection amongst each other, and we just, honestly, family. We're family.
Yeah.
We take care of each other, and we make sure everybody looks good out there, and we're always making sure everybody has a bite to eat, and and honestly, when we're traveling, you're gonna find 10, 15 people in our room if we can help it.
Yeah, I've done that before. I've
One
done
room.
that so many times.
Yep.
And ladies and
Yep.
gentlemen, if you didn't know, Crow Fair is adjacent to like the Battle of Little Bighorn spot. So, and the cool thing is I
Hmm.
actually got to take Emma up there, and the cool thing is,
Good.
we were, of course, we're Cheyenne Arapaho, and we were my
Yeah.
tribe, my ancestors were part of that battle. So the cool thing is, I actually had one of my good friends, JR Lonelodge. I guess I never
Yeah.
knew that guy actually was part of like that Parks and Recreation. So he actually gave
Hmm.
the entire tour for free. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember over here. This is where Reno came and Bastille was here." He knew the entire story.
Yeah.
So we just drove around.
Yep.
We had our own
Yeah.
tour guide. We just picked up
Right
Jason.
on.
He took us around and he told the
Yep.
whole story, the battle scene and everything of that. And so we had our personal tour guide. Emma actually had her
Mm.
personal tour guide. We took pictures up there,
Nice.
but you guys, if you ever go up there, please go check that out. It's something significant,
Yeah.
in our history. And, it pertains to,
Yep.
like our Native American culture, but it's beautiful. I even got to swim. I think there's a river over there by there. There's a huge cliff. And then
Yeah.
one of the tribal members actually took me out there, and, I took my daughter out there, and that water was freezing. I
Yeah.
had to psych up before I jumped in there, but they told me about stories about the Crow Warriors just to hide in these canyons and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, all right, but man, this water is cold.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That would be at the Bighorn Canyon. It's up there in Fort Smith.
Hmm.
It's beautiful out there
It
too.
is.
And
It is.
we're just really lucky that we look around and we're surrounded by mountains. We have rivers here, and and that's one of the things is that, before that, for Fort Smith, we have a dam there now. Before it was built, we had a big, hunting population. We could hunt elk and buffalo, and of course, the buffalo had, by the turn of the century, had almost been annihilated, but the elk around here, that was one of our main sources of diet. Of course, we have rivers, so we also fished, and we ate, trout and things like that as well, deer. And, a lot of people probably say, oh, she has an elk tooth dress. Of course, we basically, used the molars of the elk, and we also call it a bone dress because we would use some of the bones on there when they were broken and put that on our dresses as well.
Oh, wow.
So that's where, that fashion comes from when, you see the Crow women, they take a lot of pride in their dresses because it is a symbol of the hunting prowess of our males in our family and our husbands.
Yeah.
So when our husband is a good hunter, of course you're going to have those kinds of spoils, right? So
If he's
they
not, you get
fashion,
nothing. Hey.
you starve.
Yeah, yeah. We have something like that with, our Shine Arapaho dresses. We have what's known as a gusset that comes down the side. And, a lot of them, will still emulate that with the cloth dress, like it's like a little extra
Right.
tab on the side of it. And what that comes from is the
Yeah.
hide. And that's where the foot would have been, or, the leg would have been when they cut those hides and stuff like that. But they emulate it also in the cloth dresses and too. I know this because I saw a lot of dresses and stuff. And so that's something
Right.
that, down here we actually put in there, but it's known as a gusset. But yeah, that's where that
Yes.
kind of emulates
Yeah.
and stuff. So going back,
Absolutely.
your style, your crow style, like we kind of like elaborated on it. It's very nostalgic to your tribe and stuff. What does it mean to you about bringing that out there? And showing off this style of dress.
Well, for me, I that's all I knew. You know what I mean? I just, we've also adopted it's like a tea dress, and we were very close to in roaming the plains with the Nez Perce people. So a lot of our designs and our style, even some of the men's hair, they had a pompadour. They all adopted fashion, and so, you being, in the fashion, you were, you know how to do a lot of things. And matter of fact, I got to sew a dress at your place one time. I was so honored. I came in that sewing. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to be able to use this sewing machine. And I just like, for us to be able to wear things like that and represent who we are, again, it is at our core. We know who we are, and I've seen it time and time again. People are so proud of where they come from, and I just love that for everybody. We all wear our own designs.
Mhm.
We do adapt, and we move with the fashion times, of course. We're very fashionable people, and I like to, joke about it. Even I'll even say, I don't wear makeup at work. I dress up, but when I put my clothes, my regalia on, I go full-fledged. I wear all my makeup, and it takes me 45 minutes to put it all on, and then once I'm done, I feel like I will, I look the best in that. And you can't give me the $4,000 Prada, Louis Vuitton, nothing to add to this. This is complete, and this is me, and that's when I feel the most beautiful.
I gotcha, gotcha. Like you've been pretty much everywhere, Powwows and stuff like that, all the way up into Canada. I've seen you in California and just, Florida and stuff like that. What is
Yeah.
your favorite drum to dance to?
Oh, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna put it out there. For hands down, for the beats that they're always given, and for the actual delivery, the song that carries you. I'm just gonna say it, the boys always have it. I know if the boys are there and I get to get a song from them, I know they're gonna make me dance.
It's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be rocking.
Yes, they're gonna pull it out of their back pocket. They have that song list, and they know exactly what to deliver. And all
Yeah.
I have to do is, I know if they're gonna sing for me, I'm gonna be dancing, really good. I don't have to struggle. You just go out there, they sing, and you lose yourself in that music.
Right on, right on. So, like back in the day, there's a late 80s movie called like The Last Dragon. And, in this,
Yes.
Bruce Leroy, he got this, what's known as the glow. There's that one
Yeah.
time in Power World that, you could just, that's that nostalgia moment that, that's the best time that you've ever danced. What was your best time that you've ever danced out there?
Well, in my head, it would literally be when I was, I was at a Gathering of Nations. It was 2017. I had, and yeah, there's a lot of us that have gone through a lot. I had lost my late oldest, and I was, called back to the arena after I was taken out of mourning. I was told to at one time, and I was out of the game for 9 years. They said, you used to powwow, you used to dance. We're not asking you to go back right away, but you need to go back and do that. You need to join life again. And so I remember just trying to put my outfit on, and I didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it was a part of me anymore. And I remember trying to recall how to even do it and going to gathering, and I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Like what is wrong with me basically? And then I just remember coming into the arena, and all of a sudden everything made sense again. I was like, wait a minute. I remember this. I remember how this felt, and I remember these people, and just the actual atmosphere. That's when it hit me that yes, I do belong here. And there was an epiphany in my head, like, you know, just take it in,
Mm.
because this is where you belong.
Right on. Yeah, it's a blessing to be out there in that circle, and it's a
Absolutely.
living thing, and a lot of power people know this. It's a healing
Yes.
thing, and coming back to that circle, it always gives you that good feeling, and it's always like we always gonna pray, about that power feeling, because you
Yes.
always leave in a good way after dancing and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
Yes, absolutely. And I was always told, when you go out there, when you're dancing, that you conduct yourself that so that when you're out there, that you leave with a new something good, a new friend, a new relative, maybe is some material items, or even money. That's how you're supposed to conduct yourself out there, and we're always told that it's sacred. That dance floor is sacred, and it has healed me. I'm not 110% after losing my oldest, but there's always going to be a piece of me missing. However, it has helped me. It has saved my life.
yeah.
I do believe that if I didn't turn to that way as well, I have other ways that I pray. Of course, there's no word for our religion as Indian people, but we do things that were prescribed. But that was one of the ways that helped me to become who I am today. So yeah, it's sacred. It's very sacred to me, and I will always say that it is one of the things that I need, and I will always need it as a part of me.
Right on, right on. So, you've been dancing for so many years and stuff like that, and of course, we've seen different things and seen how Paul's evolved and stuff. What do you see that we kind of want to see that would come back? Something like, because me and like my brother Corey Reader, we talked about this. Back in Oklahoma, after the powwow, everyone would stay dressed and stuff, and they would actually sing an honor song and stuff, and that would be the time that your family would come out there if you won. They were very proud of you and they got behind you, and they would dance there with you that honor song, and plus we'd actually do an offering too, and sometimes you would give that offering to an elder or someone that really needed it and stuff like that, and that's something that me and Corey we kind of talked about, we kind of wanted to bring back and stuff. What's something that you
Yeah.
see kind of want to come back?
Yeah. Well, you know what I've always enjoyed is a long time ago, we had always the women were always invited to the drum. I used to sing. I did that was in the early 2000s. I did used to sing. A lot of times now we don't feel like we're very welcome to anybody's drum at all, because it's become such of a competition.
Mm,
And if you're not a part of that drum group, or if you're not registered with them, it's kind of frowned upon to go up there and sing.
mm,
I remember a long time ago, we used to just, if that song called to us and we knew it, we would go sing. And as a matter of fact, when our drums are made here, there's a little piece of hair that is taken from a woman, a designated woman, and they put it inside of that drum to call the women to come sing with them because it's a yin and yang.
Hmm.
And it's also, considered an honor when women come and sing behind the drum. So I would like to see that, you know.
Yeah.
There's always and you know, there's songs that we all know, but we're kind of like, oh, you know, it would, you know, it just doesn't feel right to be able to go over there and sing, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel like, you know, we're welcome there. So I would like to see a lot more of that. I really would. You know, I
Gotcha.
think
Huh.
it is part of, you know, who we are as Powell people. We all sing and we dance at some point if we don't still do it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's tiring for, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it, you know, yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. And to all those upcoming dancers that you see out there, because like because you've been dancing for for a bit. You have any kind of
Yeah.
inspirational words for them that with the up and coming guys?
Well, you know, I just want to encourage them to travel.
Hmm.
Just go. I mean, just I'm so honored that I'm always being invited to go travel. Like, you know, I have been invited to go almost all the places I've gone. I've been invited, and I want to encourage them to do it. Just get out there and travel. Go places. Go to all these powwows because I mean, you know, we never know. You just never know what is in front of you. You don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Life is unpredictable. I could not have ever imagined that I would have had a special needs daughter and she was 100% dependent on me. And I found myself looking out the window at life through you know, all of the social media. I stayed home with her for 9 years and I was basically, you know, envious of everybody, of everything they can do. However, that was my calling. That was my daughter, and I wasn't going to leave her side. So, you know, you never know what life is going to hand you. So live it, go, travel, do all of those things you wanted to do, and go to those powwows that you see that you've always wanted to be at. Do it.
Heck
Go
yeah.
find a way to do it.
Yeah, one of my good friends, he says travel and stuff like that. Is that all I got's my outfit and hope? Hey, we travel all over the place, but that was his slogan. All I got's my outfit and hope. And he show up, and like that was it. I won't name names, but everyone knows who he is and
Yeah,
stuff.
I know who that is. Yeah.
Well, shoot, it's like I know you'll be traveling soon. What's new for Amber Oldhorn right now? What you got planned? What you doing?
Well, I actually work for the chemical dependency department on my reservation. I am the timekeeper and the accounts payable. A lot of us know that, you know, when you grow up in the Palo Circle and you were actually tabulating and had a tabulating business, you grew up in numbers.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know how I inherited it or grandfathered into it, but as a youngster, I was always helping my late mother, you know, when she was running our local college powwow, and I would be a tabulator. So you know, I'm in numbers now. Of course, you know, I do powwow budgets locally. I also, you know, make sure that, you know, the events that I have to run, which is coming up, the Native Days powwow. Well, actually, not the Native Days events. I have a trail ride coming up that we're going to be doing, as well as the Shoshone dance. I'm the one who puts those events together, and I do the budgets for that. And so I'm very busy. We also have a bunch of events coming up locally for the Indian Health Service that I'm helping put together as well. So you know, I'm sitting here saving up all my leaves so I can just take a couple weekends off during the summer and hit my favorite powwows, you
C-
know.
Come on, it's power
So
work.
yeah.
Yeah, tribal work. You got days off, eh?
You got leave without pay.
Yeah. We just had
So
Easter, and like I know a lot of the tribes out there. They all worked. All of them are all happy and smiling because it's Friday, and they got paid 40, but they're only here 32 hours. But
Yep. So that I'm the bad guy sometimes because I'm the timekeeper.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm everybody's best friend, but I will make sure you get paid whether
King,
you have to
king.
use leave or not.
Right on with right on. So, well, I got one more thing for you. You got any like final like thoughts or anything like that that you might want to put out there for people?
Well, I wanted people to know that there's again, we don't know what life has in store for us. I had a lot of people come up to me, and a lot of people don't know. They don't know that I had an older daughter.
Mhm.
They just see my daughter Ari and I now, and and I want to encourage people to we are resilient, but we have also have had to learn how to live in a very poor, financially poor state. We all need to know and understand how to take care of ourselves, self care. I had to learn how to go to counseling. I also have people that hit me up about, certain situations in their lives when they have a special needs care, person in their life, or if they are a caregiver.
Mhm.
They need to understand that, there are resources out there. There are also things you can do to help yourself as far as respite goes, things like that. And I always wanted to encourage people to put themselves first. It's very hard. It is hard being a single mom and trying to take care of everything at home, and also working, and still even trying to be Indian, if
Mhm.
that makes any
Yeah.
sense. All these things, there's an extra little bit of pressure on all of us to keep our ways going, to perpetuate, not practice, but to perpetuate our ways of life. And so being able to have that balance has always been key. I still haven't found it. I am overworked. I'm also underpaid. I'm just kidding.
Right, right. Well, mention that, boss.
Hello, out
Yeah.
there. Like the purse strings. I need more money.
Right.
Yeah, just being able to find the sources that, I know people even in their 70s in my family that are in counseling. Like, we have to learn how to take care of ourselves while living in this world. We do walk, both sides of this line, this imaginary line, and we really need to learn how to be good to ourselves.
Right on, right on.
So, yeah.
Well,
Yep.
well, Miss Oldhorn, I want to appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you for coming on my Sounds of the Power Gremlins.
I've never been on a podcast before. This is something new. I listen to them all the time, but this is awesome. I just wanted to tell you, thank you so much for doing this. And again, I know you had your crafting,
Mm-hmm.
your podcast, that was amazing. I hope you bring it back too, because that just really helped out, even me.
Yeah.
I went on there, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That is so awesome. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. A little shout out to Making Regalia. That that's a show I do want to get back up on the air soon. It's just getting the right time and just the right people involved and stuff like that. But someday it's coming down the pipe. It's gonna happen again. And the thing is, I always
Yeah.
want to put it out there. I don't think I'm the best. I don't think I'm the best sewer. I don't think I'm the best beater. It's just that I have
Right.
I have some tricks up my sleeve that I can help people out, and that's kind of what my show is
Exactly,
primarily.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
and you were part of, some of the tricks that I have too, and of course, I beat and so as well. And again, it's like you just have to be brave in order to be a sewist and a beater. You
Yeah,
just have to try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
especially when you're cutting that $40 yard,
Oh my
material.
God. Yeah, the $90
Uh,
yard material, and your hands are shaking and
yeah.
your hands are all sweaty. Yep. So yeah, and I just, I wanted to say, one more thing.
Mhm, mhm.
I wanted to tell all the up and coming singers, don't be afraid to share your songs. I have, some nephews that just, started singing with a new drum group. My nephew RJ, he started, one of the up and coming singers. They're called Bad Word Cloud. Just want to give a shout out to them too.
Ooh.
And as a matter of fact, to all of the singers, if you guys weren't there, we won't be able to dance. Please, keep showing up. At one point there was a time where I had been in Arizona and oh my gosh, I just dreaded going to powwows. Some of them there, it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to dance to this drum group. Oh, and nowadays people are listening to YouTube, they're practicing, and I just want to say, keep singing.
Oh.
You guys can make some beautiful music, and again, there's a yin and yang out there. I know I said that before, but you have to have singers. You don't have singers, you don't have dancers, and they always say, that grandpa is sacred. It sings before the human does. That drum, when it hits that drum, the drumstick hits the drum. That's when the song starts. And that's the most sacred part for me when I'm out there. Right when I hear that drum, I'm like, there it is. That's my cue.
Oh.
So yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say. It's just, and again, just somebody that's been around, powwow. I grew up in it. I started dancing when I was 3, and I've been on every sides of it. I was in head staff. I've also been on, committee. I've also been on, budget, all of that. So I really have the most respect for that. The contest era is here, and I'm so proud of everybody for being out there. So we just have to keep going. It's a part of us.
Oh.
So yeah. So thank you so much again, JR, for having me. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Good words, sisters. Yeah, and it's always a pleasure seeing you and hanging out with you. And come up to Crow Fair. We got treated really good up there and stuff like that.
Good.
Except for putting up the teepee that I didn't even know.
Right.
But yeah, the
Yep.
the funny thing was, it was like that family came in and invited me over. Hey, next year we're gonna give you your own teepee to sleep in. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was back in my, I probably had to put that one up too, eh?
You can sleep in it after you put it up.
Yeah, if you put it up, you're good. And I'm like, all right, but hey,
Yep.
but thanks for coming on my show, and hey,
You bet.
yeah, it was an honor having you on here, and it's always an honor,
Thank you.
sharing that arena out there with you too. I host. Thank you so much today.
You bet. Tell Cedar I said hello. Tell him I said hello. Tell your mom I said hello.
I
And
definitely will.
everybody else out there, hello.
Oh,
Hello to everyone.
thanks.
See you on the trail sometime soon.
Heck yeah. See you soon.
All right.
All right, people. That it was, our show, episode 5, and with Amber OldHorn. She's one of my good powwow sisters, all the way up there in Montana, home of the Crow Nation. That's a awesome powwow. I've been up there. I was, lucky to compete up there, and I didn't win a TP. I actually should have won a TP. I just haven't got it in the mail yet. It's been a couple years, so just Crow Nation. Just letting you know I'm still waiting on that TP. But it's an awesome place to come check out, up there. If you ever get a chance, I do recommend going out to Crow Fair. Beautiful, actual little, huge powwow out that way, and, beautiful scenery and stuff. And like I mentioned, Battle of Little Bighorn is adjacent to it. But without further ado, that is my show for today, episode 5. If you got, like I mentioned, if you got those flyers, send them my way, jrlonelodge@gmail.com, or hit me up on Facebook. If you got any suggestions on guests, definitely send my way. Let's see if I can get them on the air. But all my new followers out there, I think, Hawk, what are we up to? Are we up to like 650 or something like that? So we're getting close. We're looking for global domination. So definitely follow us on Facebook. I want to give a shout out to Hawk Hardigo, who does all the work up there. Also want to give a shout out to Shoot Victors, my brother. He actually beaded this tie for me. So if you're looking, Shoot makes these beautiful beaded ties. He's an artist himself. I'm lucky enough to call him my brother, and he actually made this for me when I think I was head gourd dancer at one time. So but yeah, I actually got one. This one's mine. People don't ask, and I'm selling it. But but once again, this is my show. Thank you for tuning in to Sounds of the Powwow Grounds.